So guys, I'm a little bit peeved off, I'm a little bit angry, I'm a little bit irritated, I'm a little bit frustrated. I'm going to run through something that happened to me with an Uber Eats order where I got scammed by them, I got paid duck egg, and it's not a great feeling when it happens, and I'm sure this has happened to other people out there. So I just want to run through the scenario on how I got ripped off my Uber, and then I'm going to make a suggestion of what they should do to, one, reimburse drivers, and two, also stop it from happening again in the future. So let's have a look at this order. So I got this order through when I was filming for a shop and deliver only challenge video, and I got a little bit upset in the video at it, but I didn't want to unpack it and turn the entire video into just breaking down what's wrong, what they could do better. I thought I'd do it separately in this video. So let's look at the order. It is a $34.02 order, driving 14.3 kilometers, and for the shopping item, so it's a pack and deliver, we have got one item, but five of them. So yeah, 5 of the same item. And I was like, okay, cool. So I took it, did quite a drive. You can see on the map there, more than half of it was driving across to the Coles to do the pickup for it. So I got to the Coles, I went to do the shopping for the item. It was for some COVID tests. So 5 COVID tests. All the same brands. Went there, couldn't find it in the shelves. I was like, okay, that's weird. Quickly checked with one of the staff members. I was like, are they supposed to be here? And they said, yeah. And they found the tag. They did a quick check, and they said, it said we should have 4 in stock, but it looks like people have stolen them or something like that. I was like, okay, cool, no worries. So I went through on Uber and to say this item is not available, and because that was the only item saying it's not available, the result is Uber cancels the order. Now, what happens when Uber cancels an order? Well, it's just order's done, all over Red Rover, you go back into queue for the next order with 0 payment, absolute duck egg payment. Even though I accepted that contract to head out to the Coles, did my driving time to look for, inspect the items, mark the items as available or not available. So I've met my obligations to that part of the contract, but they failed to pay me anything for that time. And then that made me think, okay, so how many times has this happened to drivers? Not just me, this is my first time this happened on Uber Eats, but how many times has this happened to drivers around the entire country where they've gone shopping just for one item or maybe 2 items, and both them items or the single item is out of stock, and then the order cancels regardless of how far they've drove to get there, how much time they've invested looking for it. How many times do you think that has happened across the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of orders that occur? And then on them instances of it happening, how many tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars have drivers not being paid because they get paid $0 duck egg when there's no items available on the shop? How much do you think that adds up to across the country, let alone worldwide, if Uber's doing the same practices to everyone? So here's what I think should happen moving forwards. Now, this kind of stuff that Uber does, this is the things that all the legislation in Australia that's trying to change, the unions, the lobbyists, the politicians, they're saying these companies are doing bad things. This is an example of a bad thing that they're doing, and this is just more ammunition for the guns shooting at the gig companies right now. So these kind of practices, the companies themselves are fully capable of stopping them. The companies themselves can fix these practices without government intervention or unions or politicians or lobbyists or anything like that. The companies can fix this themselves. So that's what they should do. So these companies need to change these things so they get hung, drawn and quartered by all the parties that are trying to change stuff in Australia right now. So what should they do? Well, first and foremost, they should reconcile drivers that this has happened to. So Uber Eats is a tech company. Every single offer that goes through, every single order, they've got data, they collect data, they run it through modeling, they've got it all stored, goes into data lakes, they can see everything, they can query it, they can pull it out, they can put it together. So the first thing Uber Eats should do is to find out how many drivers this has happened to, where they've marked out that there's no items available and the order's being cancelled on them. Now, the second thing they should do is they would have a record of the offer value given to each one of these drivers. So what they should do with that is pay the drivers half of that offer value, 50% of that offer value to every single driver who has been impacted by this. Is this going to cost them tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe $1 million? Who knows? I don't know the data there, but is it going to cost them money? Yeah, it is. But that's money that the drivers deserved in the first place, that they just duck-egged them on, scammed them on, essentially, didn't pay out on, ripped them off to save a little bit of money for the company. So that's the first thing that should be done. They should find out how many drivers impacted and then back pay them for the amount that they are owed. The driver didn't complete the shop and the driver didn't do the extra miles and distance to do the delivery to the customer. So they've gotten halfway through it. They've driven to the store, they've inspected the store for the items requested. That's half the job. They should get paid for half of that. Then moving forwards, Uber should develop into their systems that if this happens again for drivers, they get paid half the value of the order. That way, drivers are being reimbursed for their time and effort. I think that is fair to do. And look, guys, I know some of you are like, yeah, but Chris, you can contact Uber and get paid $3, 3 whole dollary dues for this situation, but you know, you need to call them up or go through their chats, spend 5 to 10 minutes running through the process with them, and they go, yeah, no worries, here's $3. When the order was worth $34 in my case here. Some might have had higher, some might have had lower, but even still, $3 for 5 to 10 minutes, that's not worth my time, guys. It is not. I'd rather take another offer coming through than to waste my time trying to get $3. So it's just more time wasted, more time burnt. Now, I'm not saying don't try chase the $3 down. Maybe you finish your shift up and then you go through, spend the time with them and be like, yeah, okay, I had this offer and these things happened. I want my $3. But the thing is, guys, if Uber did their changes where you got paid half for it, you wouldn't have to waste that 5 minutes or that 10 minutes chasing them for $3. You just get paid half for the items not being available in the store and you'd move straight on to your next delivery and you'd keep earning money. If Uber's serious about things not changing and trying to defend their position against all the closing or loopholes bills, they've got to stop these bad practices from occurring. And these bad practices can be changed internally by Uber. They can jump in and say, cool, let's make this happen. Instead, let's pay the drivers half when there's no items available. Let's do that because A, it's the right thing to do. B, it is the fair thing to do as well for the drivers, and C, it's not more ammunition for the lobbyists and unions and the propagandists out there trying to change the gig industry in Australia. If they can turn around and say, no, we can do the right things and we can regulate internally and do the good things for the drivers, then we don't need Fair Work involved, guys. That's the thing. These companies are fully capable of making the changes themselves. They just need to be pushed in the right direction. I don't understand why they're not taking these active steps right now. Why has it got to be a YouTuber like myself going through it and saying, hey guys, here's your problems. Okay, I'm not on a $250,000 salary over in San Francisco like a lot of these engineers and people making the decisions at Uber. That'd be nice. So a $250,000 USD job per year. That's like 375,000 Australian dollar dues, guys. That's huge. But what do you guys think? Do you think that Uber should pull the data and then back pay drivers and then add in being paid 50% in these situations moving forward? That's my thoughts around it. Is there a better solution? Leave your thoughts down below in the comments on what you think should happen and how Uber should treat these scenarios moving forward. But that's all I've got for today, guys. I really want to hear your thoughts on this one. So comment down below, smash the like button. Let's try to get this video to 100 like-a-redoos. Like-a-redoos, that's a good one. Man. 100 like-a-redoos. Let's do that. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Just let me know your thoughts and keep driving, keep hustling, keep earning money, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out. Do you know what 4 times 20 is? You mean 4 and 20? Because that's a pie, mate. No, 4 times 20 is 80. And 80% of people who watch this channel haven't subscribed to Chriso yet. Well, the subscribe button is just down there. So I'm going to press it. Then I'm going to get myself a 4 and 20 pie. And then I'm going to watch a couple of their videos over there. Oh, can I have a pie too, mate? What, do you think pies grow on trees? No, get your own and I'll see you in the next one. Hooroo, you legends.